Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Overflow. In this video, we will create a simple text editor using Python's tkinter library. So we will type the whole program. We will learn step by step how to build it, step by step what are the steps that we need to follow, how we need to go to build a simple text editor in Python. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So here we are in our text editor. I'm using PyCharm for reference. You can use any of the other text editors like uh, VS Code or uh, Sublime Text, or you can use even Notepad or other text editors or even IDE. So I'm using PyCharm, and let's start our today's video. Today's building a text editor for Python. Now, the first step we should go is making a window. A window like the setup we see when you open up something, it opens up a window. So let's first make a window. For that, we would use tkinter. So use take from tkinter import start. So we'll import the tkinter library. The next part will assign the root to it. So root is tk, and we'll name it as say editor. We'll name it as editor. The next step we need to do is root.main loop. Root.main loop. So what it will do, it will just create a editor for us. If we just run this code and see how it went, so you can see just a moment, it will just open up a window for us. So here you see this is what it got built in this. In this 3 lines of code, we built a editor here, and this is currently this cannot do much anything as much, but we'll do next steps. So close this as of now. Okay. So whatever we need to do, we need to remember like root.main loop is actually the last statement. What main loop does, it keeps the root, the editor thing coming to the actual display again and again in a loop. So we'll just write everything before root.main loop. So in the next step, we need to make this as a text widget, right? So to make this as a text widget, we need a text thing. We need to assign the root as a text. So let's take a variable text is assign text to root. Now when we assign text to root, it takes the whole editor as a text editor. The next thing we need to do is text.grid. So what text.grid does, it puts the whole thing in a grid in the root. So we need to remember that these things are necessary to do, but you cannot see directly their applications. Let's run and see what it does for now. Okay. Now you see if I get in some cursor here running where I can type my name. Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Overflow. Look, here I can type everything now. But if these statements were not there, like if we just comment out the statements, look, we cannot write anything here. There is no option to write. All right. So let's move on with this. We made a window. We added a text widget to it. The next thing we need to do is we wrote something, but we need to save that file. We need to save that file in a manner so that we can view that file in a later stage. Okay, so let's uh, make something to save our text. So to do so, we would what would we need? We would need a button to click and say save. So we'll say button. Button here is a variable, and we'll call the button class button. And within the button, we'll just pass root to it. We'll pass root to it, and we'll say it as a what the button will display. But will display a text say save as and we need a function to run this button, like we need to assign some tux to this button, right? So we'll say command is say we name a function like save as. Okay, here you'll see that it's marked in red since we haven't written any function called save as uh, where it can relate to. We'll just remove this error in a moment. So we got a button. So add this button to grid button dot grid. Done. So look, it has an error. So let's remove this error. To remove this error, we need to define a function called exactly same as the name of this function. So we got a function, and here we go. Look, now the error has gone. Let's define this function. What this function is do? This function will work as our button to save the file. So save our text. So in this case, let's take this text, the text we got here. Let's take this text. So how we'll take that? We'll say the global text, sorry, global text. So whenever we are referring global text, the text refers to the exact text variable that we have outside of this function. But in case we don't write this function, write this as global, then it directly refers to uh, the text that we have, like our local variable to this function. Now we got our text that we written. So what we need to do, we need to save this. To save this, let's say t is text dot get. So what we're doing, we're just getting the whole text in a variable t. So in text.get, we need to give 1.0, and we need to assign it as we need to take the whole value. So that's end hyphen 1c. And after that, we got our text in a variable t. Now we need to get the file location. So where you want to save the file, right? For that, let's say location is what? We'll say file dialog dot ask save as. This is a function within the find dialog of tkinter. So we'll say ask save as file name, ask save as file name, and this will just open up a dialog for us that will save, that would get the save as location. Now we got our text, we got our location. So let's open this file. Say file1 or file is, we'll say open with, we'll say file open with what? This location and what this text t. Sorry, in at this location we need to give it a mode to open this file. We'll open it as write mode. So W plus. After that, we need to write within this file. So file one dot write is will pass our variable tnit. After that, we will close our file. We'll got our tasks done and we'll close our file. Alright, so here it's done for us. Now look, it says file dialog is there's some error in this. So what we'll do, we'll say from tkinter import file dialog. Look, the error has gone. Let's just reformat this file and add some space in between. So this is how our file looks right now. Alright. Now what we got? We got our save as button. We got our file dialog that will save our file. We got our editor. So we can write a text within our editor and we can save that text within that save as button. Now let's run this video. While you run that, look how it worked here. It worked in the manner like you can hear type is like welcome to learn Overflow, and you can actually save this. Click on the save as and look, it opened up a dialog for you, so you can save this type of file name, say ABC, and select a type. Usually you can also assign a type for this, but say abc.txt. Done. Our file got saved. So we can actually view the file. I will show the file at some moment. Just remember, we just saved a file here. Alright, let's close this for now. What else we can add? We can do a lot more thing. We can create a whole notepad situation where we can do everything there. But let's not go into much complexity as of now in this video. I'll make a different video for that, building a whole notepad. Now we got our save as button, we got our text editor. We can make a font changer. We can change the fonts whenever required, like whenever we want to change. For that, let's do a few small things. We got a button, then below that let's write our fonts. So what we'll do, okay, so here we took a font variable the similar way we got a button, and we'll add a menu button to it. In the same way, we'll just add root and add a text to it. Look here, we are doing the same thing like here. Then we'll add this font to our grid. Now we'll use this font.menu function to create a menu of our fonts that we have. Now this font menu will form a list of it, and we got our font menu. After that, we will here in this I will show you the two variables or two fonts I will add to it. One is Helvetica. We'll just take a variable and add say this is as a integer variable or int_var, and then a courier, and again say it's an int_var. Now how will this act? This will act whether we are assigning it to courier or whether we are assigning it to Helvetica. The similar way, we'll just say font menu dot add check buttons. That's a label within it. Say we'll say it's a courier and a variable courier. So variable courier refers to this int_var type variable, and there's a command. So for this command, we need to write a function. So let's write a function def courier, and here we go. So we need to write a function for courier and we need to write a function for helvetica. So as to change our variable, change our fonts to helvetica. So again we'll say def helvetica, and here we go. So both of our functions got created. Now we need to create a functions, like define that function. For defining the function, again we will take that global text, the text file, that the text we wrote above, and after that we will make this text dot config. We'll say text.config and change the font equals, we'll say courier. Alright, we'll just change this font to courier. In a similar way we'll do for helvetica. We'll say global text. Again we'll took our global text and then say text dot config, and again we'll just put font in it and add helvetica. Helvetica. Sorry, I made a spelling mistake. Yeah. So if we just reformat the file, so just created some additional space within the file so as to look this file a bit more neat and clean. So let's zoom out a little bit. Now you can see this is what we have here. Let's run this and see how it works. There is our editor here. Within this editor, we can again say, hello everyone. We can add this save as. Yes, save as works here. Yeah, we just close this save as, so it says no file found since we didn't give it a file. Now let's change the font. Yeah, you see there's two options, Courier and Helvetica. So if we select Courier, look, the font changes to Courier. And if we select Helvetica, look, the font changes to Helvetica. That's what this editor does for us. I'll make a separate video defining, like building a whole notepad type editor for us. We can change everything. We can change this symbol here. We can change this text of text. We can write our own text here, and that's how it will work. And in this video, we got to know how to create a basic text editor using Python. I said I will just show you the saved file. Just a second. Look here. Here it is. So thank you everyone for watching this video. So this is the whole code of the that we wrote here. I'll just zoom in and show it to you. Yes, I'll post it in the GitHub and you can take that code from there if you wish to work on it. There's many areas of improvement in this code. Obviously you can make much more improvement in your code editor, in your text editor, and make it uh, good one, a good or well organized one. But as a simple text editor where you can work with on, or a place to learn and work on a text editor, you can learn using this. This is one of the text editor I created while I was learning tkinter, and yes, it's, I think it's really interesting for you too. Thank you for watching this video and hope you liked it. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel for such videos and contents. Thank you everyone.